What up? What up? Salute to all my riders, man. Blessings to everybody, man. Prayers to LA, man. The nonsense that's going on out there. It's so demonic what's going on, but that's a whole nother conversation. But definitely prayers to everybody that's going through what's going on, from the ashes to people losing their houses. It definitely breaks my heart, man, because I know it's way more to this than what people are saying on the news. But we definitely just have to pray. You know, that's all we can do. Pray. I've been calling my all my friends, family, just people just checking on people. And I appreciate everybody that's been checking to see if I was, part of it or around it or whatever. But man, we just got to pray, bro. That's why I call this God's hour. It's like these are the type of things we're gonna be facing. As life moves on, we're gonna be facing a lot of this type of stuff. People living their lives, doing what they want, not acknowledging God, just hey, I'm gonna do what I want. And then when life get tough, oh, I can't believe it. You better believe it. You better believe it. Because this is all what y'all are experiencing right now is biblical. This is not just a normal act of just what's going on. This is just not a normal act of that's life. No, this is biblical. What's going on right now. And I don't care if you're atheist, I don't care who you are. You're gonna start realizing at some point in time, before it's too late, you're gonna start realizing, man, I have denied God for too long. So I hope y'all really start getting back into your scriptures and start realizing what's going on, man. This is biblical right here. This is not, y'all could talk about this all day, but y'all still won't get into the scriptures. You still won't pray to God and say, God, man, give me discernment. Let me endure what's about to happen, because these things are gonna happen. You could talk to all your friends. You can blab about it. You can make all your conversations go viral. It's not going to stop your feelings and your spiritual on how down it's going to bring you more and more down, because you're not connected. And this is why we're devastated, because we don't understand all this stuff that's happening is biblical. And it was said that was going to happen. All this stuff was already said was going to happen. So none of this stuff discourages me or shocks me. Yeah, it's sad, because the people that don't know, they don't believe. So when they go through it, they're just like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. Well, it's spiritual. It's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But when you're not in touch with the word, this stuff is more devastating, So I just, like I said, I still pray for everybody. I pray for everybody to do it, to be better and to get through it. But this is all of these warning signs. I don't know how many warning signs we're going to get before we start realizing God is real. I don't know how many, No matter how many warning signs people get, they still think it's a joke. And that's the most unfortunate part for me, as me speaking to the community, as far as just musically, spiritually, physically, all these warning signs that we get, we just never take them seriously. Your heart hurting a little bit. Oh man, let me go to McDonald's. Your heart is hurting a little bit, bro. You still gonna go over there to McDonald's, huh? You get warning signs. Oh man, my legs is hurting. You still eating them yams and hog mog. All right. I don't know how many warning signs people can get. You know what I'm saying? How many do you get before it's over? How many do you really get? People say, well, I didn't get a sign. You got a sign. You did get a sign. You was constipated. You didn't have a good bowel movement. That meant you need some more fiber in your diet. You need some fiber, man. You need to eat some greens, some vegetables, man. You need that in your diet, man. Cats can't wait to Thanksgiving and all the holidays, and they post their pictures. It's meat, and potatoes, and yams, and rice, and carbs. You don't see not a drop of string beans, no vegetables, no broccoli, no nothing, man. And they wonder why. Then they talk about they ain't get a warning sign. Okay. Black Sea, what's good, man? I seen Sheila E. was displaced as well. She wasn't allowed to return to her home. Prayers to her also. Yeah, prayers to everybody, man. And that was the same thing Bruce was telling me. He's saying they wasn't going to let him go back to the home and stuff like that. So definitely prayers to all my people, man. Hey, Ski, fires near where NAMM is going to be at? No, they're not near there. NAMM is further out. It's more in like Anaheim. It's further out from LA, but they're on watch, and they says for right now everything is good. So you know, as of now, everything is good with NAMM. So they definitely keep us informed though. Henry, what's good, sir? Good morning, Ski. At work right now, but had to check in and say big congrats on your recent project all around. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the love. Thank you for all of that, man. I've been working on a bunch of mixes for Cube, man. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. You know, been working on this new thing. I think y'all gonna enjoy it, man. I think y'all gonna enjoy it. Ski, you scare me. Stop it. I'll stop. Y2K. I stop. I'm just telling you, I'm just a messenger though. But be aware. But I'm gonna move on. Yeah, but NAMM is not canceled. It's still cool. Like I said again, I've been in the studio working on some mixes and stuff like that, trying to get some stuff done for this new Cube thing. It's kind of hard, man. It's kind of hard. I'm looking forward to it. NAMM sent the email. LAX is still in operations. I think they are going. Let me see what they said. I think they're going based on that as well. Yeah, they're just going step by step. You know, I mean, I think the biggest thing is it's not out in that area, but they have to worry about, you know, like, you know, the airports and the traffic and all the stuff that can stop all the routing to there. You know what I mean? So, but as of right now, everything is a go. So, you know, man, you know, it's we'll stay in the loop. You know what I'm saying? Glad to see that you say good morning, Ski, Vic. Man, thank you, Josh. I appreciate you. Want to hear what Ice Cube is thinking. Man, you're going to hear what he's thinking. You definitely going to hear what he's thinking. You're going to hear. You're going to hear what he's thinking. Mr. Hilby, man, blessings to you too as well, man. Hoping you well as well, sir. Beast like Rick was good. Demetrius, what's happening? Make this food was good, man. Just picked up the earthquake drums yesterday straight. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, man. Hey, Ski, are all your studios set up the same way? I know the one you're at home, I guess, but which studio of yours is your favorite? I don't have a favorite studio, bro. I don't have a favorite studio, just like I don't have a favorite beat. And a big reason is because, man, you know, when you get caught up to having a favorite, man, it just keeps you from really kind of being your best. You know what I mean? I think I make every studio to be great. I make every beat to be great. I don't get attached to them like that because really, you know, greatness is subjective. You know, whatever one is your favorite is kind of subjective based upon day to day, because there's some days I could be at this like, ooh, I love the way this feel right here because of little certain nuances. Certain days this. Same with beats. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, this beat is crazy. But nah, this beat is crazy. So I just learned over time. Like I used to be like that, right, Mick? I used to be attached to a lot of stuff. Man, as you really start getting knowledge yourself and start really getting knowledge, you start realizing that is a reason why people can't grow and move forward, because they're so attached to stuff that when it's time to change, they can't change. You know what I mean? And you want to be able to change at all times. You want to keep yourself open for change. You want to keep yourself where you're not attached to just being a certain way or being in a certain thing. I can go to anybody's studio. Like long as if I go to somebody's studio, long as they ain't got no cats, bats, and mises around, and they ain't got stickers on their consoles, and I can function in any studio, you know what I'm saying, be around any studio. But if I'm in the studio and it's not sanitary, right? Yeah, so, you know, that's why I can function wherever, bro. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Ski, can you write off your studio space as a business? Yeah, of course. If you have a business, you know, you can write anything off as a business. You know what I mean? You know? Even if it ain't business, you know, you can still write it. You can still write it off. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You're spending stuff towards something that you work on. So yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. OG, have you ever worked at Larrabee? I've never worked at Larrabee, man. I've never really worked at a lot of LA studios. I think people forget, you know, even though I'm tied into a lot of my LA homies and stuff like that, I'm from Oakland, California. You know, so you know, it wasn't no reason for me to be in no LA studio, especially when I built a studio when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? So it was really no reason. If I ever was in any of those studios, is because, like I said, I was in Record One. You know, was it Record One? Record One, because I was doing something with Dre. You know what I'm saying? I was at Ocean Way Studio because I was working on some stuff, and I had, you know, man, I remember, man, dude, I got this footage. If I ever find this footage, I'm gonna show y'all. I got footage of me being in the studio and all the homies came out to see me. I'm talking about Cube came, MC Ren came, Boss Hog, CPO Boss Hog, rest in peace, my brother Boss Hog came out. I'm talking about, did I say RBX? RBX. Um, Everybody came out to the studio and was in the studio with me. I'm talking about everybody. And it was at Ocean Wave, and if I want to say Ocean Wave, it was off Sunset. Mr. Hilby, it wasn't Ocean Wave off Sunset, because that's the studio I remember recording my own personal stuff in. Just because I was down there with the homies, I was like, man, I'm just gonna be in this environment. But wasn't Ocean Wave off Sunset? This question is for Mr. Hilby. Yeah, so I never, to answer your question, sir, I never was in Larrabee. I always heard about Larrabee, but I never was in Larrabee. But I definitely was at Record One. I was at Ocean Wave. I forgot the studio that Chris Brown was at, but I was at the studio with Chris Brown. I forgot the studio he was at. Could have been Larrabee. K-Funk. Ski, I locked in my studio session, get my 23 tracks mixed and mastered on January 15th, 15th of January. Gonna post once I get, oh, that's dope, K-Funk, dope. You locked in, you about to get 23 songs mastered. That's fire, bro. OC Drummer, what's up, sir? Marcus, what's good, man? Blessings, man. DeWitt, what's good, man? I see that Diamond D just dropped part 2 of Dime Piece 3. That's dope, man. Shout out to Diamond D, man. He out there working, being independent. Go support the homie, man. Go support the OG, man. He been putting in work for a while, man. Go support the project, man. I saw an interview where Roger Lynn expressed his frustrations with Behringer for copying the design of the Lindrum machine. It's funny that came out, because that's one of the conversations we had on the I did, you know, a lot of y'all don't know, I did about a 3-4 hour interview with Roger. And that's one of the things he said, that even back then when I did that interview, he said they had reached out to him to try to be a part of the whole Behringer thing. And he had declined because he didn't like they practice and the unethical stuff that they do. So he did, you know, he kind of just declined from dealing with them. So it's very consistent with what he's saying right now. So yeah, he did say that though. I mean, he said that to me when I was there interviewing him. Dope be damn, what's good? That organ sound on My Ego has become a classic sound from that track. Was it tracked from a live performance? Yeah, it was definitely tracked. It was tracked live. I tell you that. It was tracked live organ, you know, it's tracked live. Everything was tracked. Like I tell y'all, you know, everything that you do, you know, people, you know, tend to just want to make beats and forget about tracking. Tracking is very important. Levels, capturing everything, you know, saying just, you know, the piano clicks, you know, just all of that stuff is just, you know, it's important if you're trying to really be authentic and really try to capture the real foundation of what you're playing and how stuff really sound besides a plug-in, if that makes sense. You know, there's a big difference between an organ and a real organ and a plug-in, right? They just different. You know what I mean? They just different. So, you know, it's just how far you want to take your music. Really, I mean, you know, like I said, there's no right or wrong way. It's just, it goes back to the thing. That's good enough. If you one of those persons, then this conversation is not for you. I'm a person that I really try to take it to the next level, and it's expensive. I'm not you like to do what I do is expensive, and I think that's the reason why I'm one of the elites in the game, because I'm gonna do what it takes to make stuff sound real and make you feel it on a whole different level. And so when I'm having my conversations, I don't think the average person that's not so much invested in it like myself, they don't see the sense and the purpose of spending money to do certain things on a high level. Where for me, I do. I feel like my career has always been more affected by my authenticness, on my realness, on the just being able to feel it. So when you say that organ sound on my ego has become a classic sound from that track, that's exactly what I'm going for. Because I could have easily went to a plug-in and said, okay, let me just play this. This will be good. This will be good enough. Right? You feel what I'm saying, Dope Beat? Then I'm trying to school y'all right now. I'm trying to school you the difference between a person that's going to stay in the gym, go work out, and come back to the gym. I'm going to go to practice, and then I'm going to go home and practice. Till I practice, that's good enough. That's it. Now it's time to go party with my friends. Let's get it in. Where the women at? Where the bitches at? Like to say, where the bitches at? Like, that's the attitude that most people that do music have, because they look at this as a hustle more than as a real career, as an authentic way of painting their craft. Everything is good enough. So, that makes me feel good, man, when you say stuff like that, because that's what I go for. And I have people that say, oh, man, Ski, you ain't got to go that far, man. Just use this plug-in. Like, man, you don't know how many times in my career I've heard people say, oh, man, you ain't got to do that, Ski. Man, you ain't got to use that, man. Just use that, man. This sounds just as good. I hear that all the time. And in the back of my head, I always like, that's the reason why you not winning. I've always said, like, I've always been smart enough to be able to listen to what a person say with a good ear and say, I see why you're not consistent. I see why you're not moving forward in your life, because everything is just good enough. You're a settler. So I want the tracks to feel like what you said, man, and that makes me feel good, man. Just like I'm telling Cube, like I hit Cube, I said, Cube, man, I know you're working on, another reflip of this ego, and it's gonna be dope. But I had to be real. I said it's not gonna be as dope if it's just gonna be 2-track. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna feel. I mean, the average people gonna accept it, but they won't feel it the same way. And as you notice, like even with the Killer Mike and the Buster, it's dope, but it didn't make the same impact as It's My Ego. People like it because you hear it, but It's My Ego is way bigger as far as sound and how people felt it. So I think people really underestimate that extra edge. The extra edge is everything. When you're doing music, man, and you're trying to reach the people, and you want people to be a fan of your music, and you really want them to love you, I don't understand why you wouldn't take the extra edge. I mean, think about this. Think about this, y'all. When you think about music, I want you to think about it from a different perspective for a second. I want you to think when you go to a hotel and they got extra towels and they got extra blankets, and and you call down and concierge is doing all these extra stuff. They're making runs for you, this and that. That's extra stuff that most hotels don't even do. They won't go the extra way. They come up, they bring you a hot towel for your face, or they'll just do something extra. It's stuff they don't have to do, but they know that gives them the edge over other hotels, and it makes them more elite because they do the extra things to make the customers want to come back and want to spend high-end money with them, because they know that that's a good feeling, man. We go through life every day with the shittiest of shittiest. Think about it. Let's remove everything we do right now. Think about everything we do in life. Everything is just Everybody just gives us mediocre stuff every day. That's why we complain. Like, man, I went over here, man, and that food didn't even, man, it ain't even hitting like that. I went over here, man, the mechanic, man, he fixed my thing, but then now my axle's broke. You know what I'm saying? He just fixed it just to break it down. Like, we complain about a lot of stuff every day. And I'm not talking about just musically. I'm just talking about, we get the worst treatment in the world as consumers, as people. We just get bad stuff. And it's worse now because the mind state of men and women are at an all-time low. You got women, I don't cook no more. I don't cook. I just told my girl the other day, I said, man, your job see the best you, I see the worst you. You come home hair in a ponytail, musty as an ox pig, and saying, hey, let's cuddle. No. It's like, and I'm just being, I'm being ski right now. I'm just saying, people never going to give you the best them because they moving this stuff. So I say all that to say this. Music. Now that everybody can do music, they don't feel like they need to give you the best. They just need to give you enough to hustle it so you'll just be into it and you'll be a part of it. But you're not really in it. You're just a part of it by default. All the music we hear right now, we're just a part of it by default. Yeah, I heard that. Oh, like even Ice Spice and all of these artists that we hear, these new artists, we're just a part of their movement by default because of social media and all the stuff that comes and hits us. And like, oh, so we look at Ice Spice just because it's in our face. We look at these artists because it's socially in our face. It's not because it's in our heart. And I think when we're doing music, we need to be very careful on just doing music on just good enough. Because if it ain't good enough for you in your life and what you do on a regular, and you tired of people just giving you good enough on when you go buy something, then why would you do that in your production? Why would you do that in your music? Why would you just be good enough when you're doing your music, when you're rapping, when you're articulating, when you're trying to get something off your chest? It's supposed to be from your heart. It's supposed to be your best. And cats out here really ain't giving their best. They ain't giving their best because the whole marketplace is just teaching us to just do whatever and just get by. And so every time I hear music, I just hear a bunch of people just trying to get by. I don't hear people trying to give their best. I don't hear it. So, if you want to be great, man, you're going to have to dig. You're going to have to dig, man. You're going to have to, this is what you're going to have to do. In order for this message to make sense to anybody that's listening right now, you're going to have to ask yourself how many places you go to on the regular that give you bullshit, that give you mediocre stuff, and you be pissed like, man, I'm going to stop coming here. But you still go back there because you systematically, that's what you know. So you come back saying, well, maybe it'd be better. Maybe they just had a bad day. But their practices is just like, we're just knowing that you come here and we got a fan base, and until people boycott it, people gonna keep coming. That's just the psychological mind of men, is that we're gonna keep going for the okie doke because we got too much other stuff going on and we're not spiritually connected. Say, man, enough is enough, man. I'm done with you. That's it. You don't care about me, and I just keep spinning with you, and you don't care. So, y'all better think about that when you're working on your tracks and you're working on your music and you in there and you're asking, how do you brand yourself? How do I get people to hear me? How can I get people to place my placements? These are questions I get every day. And the first thing I say, man, it starts off with your music, man. Your music really ain't that good, bro. You just, saying, this is good enough, nigga. This is good enough. And if that's your mentality, then you get what comes with it. You might just be good enough just to get in a certain spot just for a second, and then you out of there. Most people that's just good enough get in and get out quick. They don't last long. They don't last 30, 40, 50 years. They have no longevity. Most of the people that I see that's just doing what they need to do to get by, they don't last that long. They come and go, and then nobody cares about them ever again. They're not even a factor because they never was a commodity to the community, to the industry, to anything. They weren't even a commodity to themselves. You know what I mean? These are the same people that don't brush their teeth or floss. You talk to them, you see squid in the middle of their teeth and catfish, and you're like, damn, bro, like you don't even take care of yourself. So I know you're not gonna make no great music. That's a whole nother conversation, though. Yes. Okay, Miss Hibbert, I thought it was on in Sunset, man. As of now, laid back, I don't think NAMM will be canceled, but they're gonna keep you up, they'll keep you up to date. Sean Wilson is snowing in the city, about to get snowed in. Oh man, bro. I hope everything go good with that, man. Sean, man, that snow ain't no joke, man. That snow ain't no joke, and that black ice ain't no joke. Rainmaker, man, what's good, man? I just want to say from the heart, I appreciate your mentorship and guidance. I don't forget that I don't know you personally, but you are my brother spiritually. And I can't thank you enough, OG, for your help. Thank you, bro. And I can't thank you enough for you paying attention and wanting that information, bro. Like I said again, to be a good OG, man, you got to have great people that want to be a mentor. You know, like I said again, you can't be a coach to an asshole. Just remember I said that. You can't be a coach to an asshole. Whatever my good intentions are, if you're an asshole and you just want to do what you want to do, then there's no way I could coach you. There's no way I could teach you my trials and tribulations, the stuff I went through, the stuff that I really know. Everybody said there's gatekeepers. Okay, now you got a person that ain't gatekeeping, but when I tell you the truth, you're like, oh man, I didn't want to hear that. So if you're an asshole, you're not going to appreciate what I'm saying. And that's cool too. So I appreciate you just for being able to take the time to say, I want to hear what you got to say instead of disregarding. The worst thing in life with people is that once they don't hear what they want to hear, they disregard everything. But ain't that how kids act? When your kids don't want to, dad, mom, they just rebellious, right? That's a kid act. You got grown people out here rebelling information because they're still kids in their heart. They 50, 60 years old, still rebelling against information. Ain't successful. And people are trying to tell them why they haven't been successful. Man, I'm not doing that. Okay, well, that's why you're 60 years old and, nothing's good is happening to you. You're gonna die alone, homie. You don't want to. If you want to do it your way, you got to pay a price to do it your way. That's cool. Just be happy with that. If you don't want to hear information and you're not winning, you can't complain. You can't complain. Don't sit up there, get on all these chats and these polls, man. Everybody's doing this and everybody. No, you're not listening, homie. You don't want to listen. And when somebody tell you something, you are the first person to decline it. And that's cool. Ain't nobody mad at you, bro. You got every right to decline any information you want to decline. But don't sit up there and play that victim. You dig what I'm saying? You got women out here. I don't cook. I don't clean. I don't do none of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? All I want you to do, just look at me and just come get some of this beautiful twat. And they think that's good enough. And then they the same ones. There's no good men out here. What? There's a lot of good men out here. They just don't want you. They don't want you. That victim role is wow, bro. Everybody's a victim. Everybody's a victim, bro. Everybody's out here playing victim. Everybody's out here acting like there's not an opportunity for this. That's wow, bro. Lay back. No, I don't think now I'm gonna be canceled, but they got it on alert right now. So you know what I'm saying. Thank you, man, for the membership too as well, brother. Thank you. Cannon. I wish Roger would release the Land 3000. A modern take on the classic MPC 60 and MPC 3000. A person can dream, Kenny. No, you're right. I mean, listen. As a fan of the 60 and 3000, as a machine that changed my life, that's the ultimate thing. But I think people have moved on from that. And I think a big reason why people have moved on from that because technology has changed. And I think that was one of the biggest things I was trying to get people to understand when I was talking. I'm not trying to make Akai make another 3000 because I know that that's nearly impossible with today's technology. Just like with Mr. Ronson, right? Everybody loved the Ronson and it sounds amazing, but it doesn't sound like the actual original one. I mean, it sounds just as good. It's cleaner sounding. They have different power supply, but it has a more cleaner it has a more cleaner sound than the original one because of the technology, but it still sounds strong though. It's still, you could tell it still has converters that hit. That's all I'm saying with Akai is that you don't have to have a 3,000 sound or a 60 sound and none of that. I'm not looking for that. I just wanted to hit. I wanted to do just like what Mr. Ronson is. The Ronson SP1200 doesn't sound exactly like the original. I mean, it sounds good and it does have the texture of the original. So you can't get that if you know what you're doing, but it still punches. I'm talking about the punch of it, not being thin. I think people don't understand it's not punching. It should be punching. I don't care if it sounds transparent. It just should be bop, 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 bop. I don't care if it sounds like the 3,000. It just should be bopping. That's what I'm saying. So, you know, people thinking I'm saying, oh, I need it. He wants it to sound like the 3,000. No, I don't. You saying what you want to say now. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why people shouldn't talk until they really understand what the messenger is saying. People think I'm going around. Man, come on, man. Stop it, bro. I don't go for the victim role. Save that for somebody else. Exactly. Yeah, man, you know, like I said again, everybody and anybody that's on here, man, I just want you to understand, if you don't get nothing from this live today, is accountability and stop playing victim. I think people know that they're not as good as they say they are, right? We're going to get a little explicit, but not too explicit, because, you know, I don't really get explicit on here. So I'm going to talk the best way I can because, you know, I still have that street in me. I'm going to talk from a woman perspective for a second. Shaquille, Town Business, what's up? I'm going to talk from a woman perspective real quick. So any of my women out on here, they'll probably get where I'm coming from. And then I'm going to talk from a man perspective. You know how, you know, guys approach you and, you know, they'll say some stuff like, yeah, I'm going to give it to you because when we get to bed, I'm going to give it to you. I'm packing, I'm doing this, that. You know, like most people that talk aggressively are very insecure. Very, very insecure. Very insecure. They're just talking to get themselves through it, you know? And then when you get with the dude, you like, I've had many females like, man, this dude was talking all this stuff. What he gonna do to me? He ain't do nothing. And you know, women, they'll talk bad about you. They talk so bad about you, bro. They'll make you feel like the lowest person on planet Earth. Especially if you're doing all of that talking. You're just talking, yeah, I'm gonna give it to you again. And then she just sitting up there like, this what you was gonna give to me? You're not doing a good job at it. I'm very bored. Can we turn the TV on while you get a couple more strokes in? She just like, you know, like, bro, cats are out here and then they complaining that people ain't a certain way. Or, you know, it's like, bro, cats are out here saying they're great at doing nothing. And this isn't everything, though. If I turn on YouTube, it's going to be very rare that you'll find somebody on YouTube making a really, really good beat. You got to search hard. Everybody's making beats, but they're not sounding good. And you can search and search and search and search. Search time, I just say, okay, MPC 4000 beats. And I'll just go and and you'll be scrolling for hours till it's like, man, I'm sleepy. Like, just searching. Like, I watched this one dude make a beat. And I mean, I was like, man, he had his setup, he had his lighting good, everything. I'm like, oh, okay, man, MPC 4000. Man, bro, that beat was so horrible, man. I was like, the more to what I'm trying to say is this. Everybody is out here saying they're this, they're that, they're this, they're that. That's easy to say, but it's hard to perform greatness. Because after you finish talking, now the action has got to come to life. What's your action like, right? A lot of y'all, now I'm going to switch it up to the men. A lot of us, like I go to the gym. and it'd be a lot of beautiful women, right? I mean, beautiful women. But I'd be noticing, I'd be looking, I said, now she's in the gym with a selfie stick, filming herself. Okay, cool. Full-blown makeup. Full-blown makeup in the gym. I'm like, and you just looking and you're like, you know, people want to look good, but they don't actually want to be great. Every female that I talked to, I had this one female that I met at the gym, and she's always talking about, yeah, you know, I'm a Latina, blah, blah, blah. You know, Latinas, they can get arrogant. They think that they just God gifts to the world, you know, which, you know, Latinas, there's some beautiful Latina women in the world, but, you know, a lot of them think they can get away with just being there. So this one girl, she's going this, that, talking about, you know, when you're in the sauna, you hear all kinds of stuff. People be talking loud, don't even realize they talking loud. They be on their phone talking, and you just be like, damn. But she's talking, and then in the same breath, she wondering, yeah, you know, it's hard to get a man out here. And I'm just looking at her like, no, it's hard for you to get a man out here because you're horrible. Because in your mind, you're delusional. You think that you could just get away with just being who you are, or you have a certain look. That's why you got so many people want to get BBLs. They think that look is going to help them be a better person. That's not going to help you be a better person. Damn, it was an earthquake. It was just an earthquake in Pacifica. It was damn. Well, hopefully pray for that situation. Damn, earthquake in Pacifica just now. Give me a few minutes to recover and check my house. Oh, man, that must have been serious then. Hope everything's all right, Vic. Keep me informed. Satan is moving right now, ain't he? Satan is trying to shake this whole year up already, ain't he? God is good, though, no matter what, man. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully everything is all right. But let me just finish what I'm saying, though. You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, I think we all need to understand this. To be great and to be effective, you have to be great at what you do. You have to be great at what you do. And life is going to throw you a curveball at some point in time if you don't get a grip on what's going on, man. If you don't get a grip on what's going on, because you could talk it, but you're going to have to be able to walk it, man. And I think that's where we at. That's where we at right now with everything. So when you think about your production, you think about your beats, and you think about all the people that let you down, just think, when you're working on your beats, you're working on your mixing and your mastering, just think, are you going to be that same person that let people down? Think about it like that. Every time you said, man, this wasn't right, man, I went here, I spent this money, boom, boom, boom. Think about your production. Think about what you're doing. When you make your beats and you put your music together, think about how many people let you down. Are you letting them down when you're coming with your production and your beats and your rapping or your singing? That's what you need to think about. That's what you should be thinking about. Am I doing my job, or am I just letting people down the way they let me down? Because that's the domino effect of what's going on. People just don't care. People just don't care. Am I right or am I wrong? If you think I'm wrong, tell me. Don't start on the BBLs, shaking my head. Oh, man. Y'all think people care now? Y'all think y'all getting the best quality today in anything? I'm not talking about just in music. I'm talking about anything. Do y'all think y'all just getting the best quality? Michigan, what's good? Good morning. EA Ski drums are superior. Fire. Fuck out. Carry on. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. People don't care, but we care so much what they think. Yeah, you know. Yep. You are correct. No lies heard here. I'm just saying, man, what I've noticed within the last, I could say 25, but let's just say 20 years. Within the last 20 years, let's say, when did the internet start really, really getting popular? Can we say the internet really started going crazy around 2008? 9, maybe. Would that be safe to say? Would it be safe to say that the internet really, really started going crazy around 2008, 2009? I mean, y'all let me know if that around the ballpark. That's safe to say? Give me more comments so I can play off that. Zen, what's good? What's good, sir? Blessings. That's safe to say. So if we look at it from 2008 to now, that's what? 17 years? Right? That's almost 20 years. Because I remember the internet coming in real strong around 2008, 2007, 2008. I mean, you had little stuff here, but I'm talking about the boom, the real boom of it. You know, of course, you had your MySpace, you had little stuff, but I'm talking about the boom, the real boom of the internet. The social media really started kicking in around 2008, right? That's 17 years of a slave mentality of what the internet has done to us. So in 17 years, I've watched people be pretty damn good to the worst people ever. And I'm not talking about just as like musically, I'm talking about just as men, human beings. The internet has changed us from being from just the morals and humanity of what we had to now everything we see, we emulate. We will film somebody getting hurt. We've changed our personality based upon the way society has shaped and molded us to do stuff. You know, this is reason why you get people and they'll say stuff. Their defense mechanism is, oh, you know, life is changing. This is that. You know, this is the way we do it now. You know, that's the old way. That's the old way. This the new way. Every time you go to any restaurant, you go anywhere right now. Watch how people don't converse. You walk through the airport, you go to a restaurant, you even at the gym, people on their phones. They won't even look at you. They just be on their phones. Social media, internet has changed people's lives, man. It's changed people's lives to the point where they don't even know who they are no more. They don't even know who they are anymore. So you can't tell me within 2008 to 2025 that the moral values of people and men are at a high level when social media, everything that's on social media is at a low level. Every time you look at social media, there's some dumb shit on there. Even with some of the pranks that they do are so ungodly that you laugh, but you laughing at the expense of humanity. You know, somebody will do something, somebody just slap a dude in the head, do something like that, and then they go chasing. It's like, bro, you gonna like now you thinking, man, if somebody slapped me in the head, now you thinking negative on somebody did that to you based upon that prank, even though it's funny and you know it's a prank. That's what Satan does. He give you demonic thoughts and put in your head of stuff that could happen, even though if it didn't happen, but now you got that vibration, so that vibration is there. You ain't gonna do, you know, saying you supposed to be doing stuff to empower people, man. So when you got all of those type of things you watching every day, guess what happens? In your life, your vibration gets so low that you don't even realize that now you start incorporating that in your life by default. You might not even be trying to do that by on purpose. It's just that you see so much stuff that brings your vibration down that now you operate like that by default. I don't think people know about spiritual warfare. Certain things you do start happening to you by default. If you hanging with a person that's just always never doing nothing, never working towards nothing, never doing nothing, and that's your close friend, guess what? By default, you might not be like him, and you might say, I'm not like him, but that's gonna rub off into your spirit. It's gonna rub off in your spirit by default. I'm telling you, man, I'm telling y'all play around with spiritual stuff, but it's real. You're around a person that do a certain type of music all day, and you start just loving 808s to the point where you don't even do nothing else because your spirit is the spirit of 808s. You know, your spirit is the spirit of, you know what I'm saying, of profane music. You just want to be profane. Every time you say something, it's got to be so profane and so rebellious to the point where you don't know how to even be truthful and uplift people because your spirit now is in a demonic spirit zone. So that's all you know. That's why when I'm doing music, I try my best. Like, okay, I'm going to do this, but you know what? I'm not going to do this because I don't want to stay in this lane. So I'm going to work on just rapping. There's no going to be no profanity. None. I'm going to work on doing this. Like, I always try to lift myself up out of these spots because, bro, once you get stuck in that spot, it's hard to get out. Listen, man, I'm telling y'all, it's hard to get out of spots, especially when you don't have discernment and it's catching you by default. A lot of stuff we do is by default. It's because we're influenced. Why you think they call these channels influencers? You know, the influencers channels, the influencers. They influence thoughts that might not be your thoughts, but they can sway you into those thoughts. So if you don't follow the right person, man, you'll be influenced in the wrong direction. That's why I say don't even follow me, man. Pray, have discernment. And then when you like something, you can say, hey, my discernment tell me that this is good for me. Or my discernment say, nah, I'm going to turn that off. You got to pray on everybody, including myself. You got to pray. If your discernment say ski is not good for me, turn that channel off. Block me. You have to do that. I'm not exempt from this conversation. It's real. This is real. This is biblical scriptures. You follow no man and no woman, man. You have to pray and have discernment on the people you deal with in your life. You go through your whole life, man. You hear all these women like, man, you know, she had 3 husbands. Man, you know, just no good man. No, you're just not a good person. You pick the wrong people because you got bad discernment. You roll with whatever. You got people, you got women out here just trying to find a husband. That's the problem. You trying to find a husband. Nobody don't want your ass. Stop trying to find a husband and be a better person. Husbands find people that's better people. We don't care about you. I'm a woman and I can do this and I can do that. Yeah. Have you found a way to be a great person? Have you found a way to shut up? Stop talking so much. Stop playing victim. You done had 3 husbands and 60 kids and you talking about, man, you know, they all did. Every man that did you wrong? All your husbands that did you wrong? Every last one of them, huh? Crazy. Look who's at the door. Hey, Monster Nini.
What's the pink hair?
What? The pink what?
Pink hair.
Nini, I just gave you the pink hair. You lost the pink hair?
Pink hair. Pink hair.
So you want me to go find the pink hair?
Yes. Yes.
I gave it to you as soon as you opened your eyes. I gave you the pink hair. I gave you the pink hair. Now you want me to go find the pink hair?
Find pink hair? Yes.
Okay. Go stop me in my life to find the pink hair. Okay. Well, she wins, man. Daughter says time to find pink hair. I got to go find that pink hair. And let me tell y'all something, man. Spend time with your kids, man. Your kids are getting bigger, man. Don't miss that precious time. They're precious, man. This is the most beautiful thing in the world to me. This little girl right here means everything. She's getting bigger and bigger every day, man. Every day. I'm so proud of her, man. I'm so proud of her. Nini, say hi. Come here. Say hi to my community. Say hi.
Hi, kids, Nini.
She said hi, community. Say it again.
Hi, community.
Hi, community.
Hi,
All right, we about to go find her pink hair, man. I hope y'all have a blessed day, blessed Friday, man. Blessings to everybody. I don't want her to scream on me because she will scream on me. She's like me. She's like, all right, I told you I want that pink hair, nigga. Now I'm gonna give you a little bit more time, and then I'm gonna go off on you. So I know she operates just like me. She's thin patience. Like I'm gonna be patient. You better get it done pretty soon, though. I'm getting a little tired of you. I asked you about this pink hair, punk. So I love y'all, man. The almighty EA, man. Y'all have a blessed Friday, man. Keep in mind, man, take accountability. Man, don't play the victim, y'all. You know, we out here playing victims. Don't play the victim. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. Say bye, Nene. Say bye.
Bye, Nathan.
Bye. She says bye, y'all. Love y'all, man. Y'all be blessed, man. Have a great one.